All right, how you doing today, guys? Welcome back to another day of 7th grade math. This is Mr. Gomez, your favorite teacher in the whole world, and today we're going to be talking about percent increase and decrease, and we're going to split this video into two sections. This is the first section. In this video, we're just going to be focusing on finding either the percent increase or the decrease. And to do that, we're going to use a formula. The formula, it says, first of all, it says a change in a quantity is often described as percent increase or decrease. And to calculate that, we have a percent or decrease or increase, we use a formula. Before I show you the formula, please go ahead and consider subscribing. If you haven't done so, make sure you also turn the notification bell on. If you want to support the channel, link down in the description. Other than that, let me show you the formula. Okay, so the percent of change formula, it says equals the amount of increase or decrease divided by the original amount, and then whatever you get on that ratio, you're going to multiply times 100 to convert it into a percent. So basically, a faster way to see this over here on the top, we're going to use the amount change divided by the original amount, and then we're going to multiply by 100. However, it's easier if you use move the decimal two places to the right. Whenever you go from decimal to percent, all you got to do is move the decimal places two places to the right. Now, to find the amount change, I'm going to write this on the side. To find the amount change, so to find the amount change, I'm going to do it on the side. And to find the amount change is very, very easy. Anytime you need to find the percent change, you're going to be given two quantities. That's either going to be there's going to be two numbers. One of them is going to be smaller than the other one. And all you do to find the amount change, you take the big number and subtract the small number. And that's it. That's how you find the number that's going to go right here on the top. Big number subtracted by the small number. You put that number on the top, put the original number on the bottom, and then move the decimal two places to the right. You're good to go. Now, on the second video, we're going to talk about the new amount. And I'm just going to briefly introduce it right here. So to find the new amount, we're going to have the original amount, and we're going to either add or subtract the amount change. That's the formula to find the new amount. So why do I have add or subtract the amount change? That's going to depend whether it's increasing or decreasing. Common sense. If it increases, what do you think you're going to have to do to the amount change? Add. And if it decreases, subtract. That's why you have the two things, add or subtract the amount change. And that's going to be determined by whatever the question is. So we're going to do a few samples. We're going to work over here on number 1. And this is broken down into sections. I'm going to do number 1 and 2 because I have an increase and decrease. It says 8 is increased to 22. First of all, which one is my original? A common mistake, thinking that the bigger number is the original. Not necessarily, okay? Look at what is changing, okay? Look at the word problem. It says 8 is increased to 22. So the number that actually changed was the number 8. So 8 is going to be my original, and you can make a note over here, original. Then 22 is going to be my new number, my new amount. So now we need to find the change. The amount of change is just going to be the big number minus the small number, which we already established on the formula right here. Amount change, big number minus the small number. So 22 minus 8 gives you what? 14. Now the formula says to find the amount change. Oh, next step. Original amount. What was the original we said? 8. There you go. We wrote it into sections, right? So we have the original, the new one, and the amount change. The formula said amount change divided by the original. The original number is always going to be at the bottom. And you're going to use this on science whenever you talk about experimental probability or theory, things like that. The original number is always going to go on the bottom. So with that said, it says the amount change divided by the original. By the way, this symbol represents change. It's not Squid Games. It's just a change. Okay? The triangle means change. Okay, quiet. Guys, hey. The triangle means change, and you're going to see that in physics in a few years. So, the amount change divided by the original. We already established that the amount change is 14, and my original is 8. So, we have the fraction. So, at this point, you have two options. You can either simplify that fraction or you can do TiVo. Whatever you want to do is going to give you the answer. However, if I take that fraction to the side and I do 14 divided by 8 right here, I can simplify this very easy, right? Can I divide this by what? By 2. So if I divide by 2, I get 7 quarters. Can I make that into a mixed number? Yes. So what is it going to be? 1 and what's the remainder? 3. And the denominator? 3/4. So how much is 1 3/4? So this is 1.75. Now this right here represents 1.75. All we got to do now is either multiply by 100 or we can just move this decimal 1 twice and this will become 175%. Now 175%, it might throw you off and you might think that you got it wrong. But let me show you something. If you look at the original number, if it increases by itself or more, in this case, if it increases by 8 or more, if it increases by more than 8, the percent change is going to be more than 100%. Because 8 is 100% of 8, right? So if it increases by 8, it's already increasing by 100%. If it's increasing by more than 8, it's increasing by more than 100%. So even though this number looks kind of weird, it is right. Any questions so far? Let's do number 2, a percent decrease. Process is the same. Which one is my original? 90. The 90 change. 90 change to 81. This is my new number. Okay? To find the amount change, it's going to be 90 minus 81, which is what? 9. So my original amount is 90. So again, the change goes on top. The original goes on the bottom. What goes on top? 9. And the original? 90. So let's take the fraction on the side. 9 over 90. Can I simplify that fraction?
Yes.
Yes. By what?
10.
By 10.
No, 9. 8.
No, it's 9.
By 9. Very good. So if you divide both of these by 9, what do you get? 1 over 10. Now, that's 1/10. Literally, that's how you read it, right? 1/10. How do you write 1/10 as a decimal? 0.1. From there, you just take the decimal and move 1, 2. What do you do to the empty spots?
0.
0. So this is 10% increase. That's it. It's that easy. It's that simple. Okay, let's do 2 more and then we're gonna do the second video. So number 8. Now we're not gonna do steps, we're just gonna do the formula. Remember, percent change equals amount change divided by the original times 100, or move the decimal 2 places to the right, okay? So if we look at number 8, which one is my original? What's changing? What is changing?
15.
The 15. So this is my original. So this is my new one, okay? To find the amount change, all I gotta do is subtract them. Big minus small. So I'm gonna do 21 minus 15 gives me what? 6. So 6, according to this equation, the 6 goes on top, right? And the bottom is 15. Very good. Then times 100. Now, let's look at the fraction by itself. 6 over 15. Can we simplify this fraction?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, no.
2 over 5. Yes, you can.
All right.
2 over 5.
2 over 5. What are we simplifying by?
3.
Okay. So if we divide both of these by 3, 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 15 divided by 3 is 5. Okay? So far so good?
Yes.
Now, remember, you can do TiVo if you want to from the beginning. But I think dividing smaller numbers inside usually throws you off, right? Because now you're dealing with moving decimals, adding zeros, and all that good stuff. You can do it. However, I think this is going to be faster. Now, let me show you a trick. If you look at the denominator, is there any way we can turn 5 into 100?
Yes.
By multiplying by what?
20.
Okay, so if we multiply the bottom and the top times 20, I get the denominator to be 100, which is exactly what I want, right?
Yes.
Now, if I change the bottom, I have to change the top and multiply by the same to keep it proportional. 2 times 20 is 40. 40 over 100, that's just literally 40%. That's it. That easy.
Honestly, really easy.
That's easy. Okay, now let's do number 10. That's the last one that I'm gonna do, and I might show you the 2 different ways, okay? So number 10. First of all, which one is my original? Original. Okay. So my new one is?
21.
No, my new one. First of all, the change is gonna be what? 16, right? So 16 divided by 320. Right? Now, we can do TiVo here, or we can simplify. If we do TiVo, we'll do 16 inside, 320 outside. Does 300 go into 16?
No.
No. Add a decimal, add a 0, bring the decimal up. Does 320 go into 660? Still no. So add another 0. 320 going to 1600? Yes. 5 times, which is 1600, and the remainder is 0. So now this is 0.05 times 100, or you can just go ahead and move 1, 2, and this is gonna be 5%. You could have also simplified and get you to the same answer, just like we did on the previous problem. So I hope that you learned something today. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't, subscribe and turn the notification bell on. Other than that, stay tuned for the next video. We're gonna do amount change. That's it for this one, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.